Hooked on the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida.
Welcome to another episode of Hooked on the Palm Beaches. This week we've got a really special show for you because we're headed east of the Gulf Stream. It's amazing that the Gulf Stream comes closest to the continental United States right here in Palm Beach County. And we're going in quest of that beast of a fish, the Yellowfin Tuna. Let's go fishing. There he comes up. Woo, look at that. Pretty fish.
We got a big one, boys!
I don't think it gets any better than this.
I just cannot believe how many fish there are here.
This is why you come here, this is why we do what we do. Off of Palm Beach, bro. This is the kind of Jurassic Park stuff that lives out here. Woo! We did it, brother. Nice one.
It blows me away the fishing opportunities that we have in and around Palm Beach County.
Some of the best game fishing that you can have in the entire world. The world's oceans contain many currents and flows of water. They're like gigantic conveyor belts carrying water across huge distances, from shallow beaches and reefs to the deepest ocean canyons. The Gulf Stream is probably the most famous ocean current in the world. It's a steady flow of warm water flowing from the Caribbean up towards the east coast of the United States and Europe. The Gulf Stream is huge and powerful. On average, it's about 60 miles wide, almost 4,000 feet deep, and reaches across the whole Atlantic. The Gulf Stream originates with a flow off the coast of Africa that snakes its way to South America. When it reaches South America, it ends up pushing up into the Caribbean before colliding with the tip of Florida and getting channeled up along the coast of the United States. Off the Atlantic seaboard of the United States, the Gulf Stream flows at a rate nearly 300 times faster than the average flow of the mighty Amazon River. The Gulf Stream transports nearly 4 billion cubic feet of water per second, an amount greater than that carried by all of the world's rivers combined. The long list of possibilities of fish out in the Gulf Stream includes sailfish, blue and white marlin, dolphin, amberjack, bluefish, yellowfin, bluefin and blackfin tuna, king and Spanish mackerel, swordfish, wahoo, bonito, barracuda, false albacore, cobia and many more. The Gulf Stream truly is a wonder of the world's oceans, and it comes closest to the United States right here off the Palm Beaches, the fishing capital of the world.
Fish on! Come on, Christian. Go ahead, bud.
That's a nice one. Got a little dolphin on here. Tiny little guy. Well, we just got over on the east side of the Gulf Stream and we got a nice big school of about 50 dolphin. Captain saw them right from the top. We got fish riding the boat here.
Nice school, lots of fish.
Woo, this is action, man. We got a full house of dolphin here. There's another fish in the boat here. It's amazing how they just follow each other here. And you can just drop one of these back and sure enough, you get another fish in the boat.
You super fun.
So we just got onto the east side of the Gulf Stream. Cappy saw a little pod of birds. We got the ballyhoos out. We got a couple of little tuna feathers out, put them out the back. And sure enough, from the top he screams, big pod of dolphin coming behind the boat. About 50 fish. We all went on, got like 1 or 2 of those fish in, and then they stayed with the boat. We kind of fed them a couple of lures, got them excited on the popper, and now we've got 4 or 5 really nice dolphin on the boat. So these dolphin, also called dorado or mai, are amongst the fastest growing fish in the sea. You find a big sort of 40-pound Dolphin, it can sometimes only be no more than a few years old, so incredibly fast growing. And pelagic, so they swim the world's oceans. Anywhere there's tropical or subtropical waters, you can expect to find good numbers of dolphin or dorado or mai, whichever way you choose to call them. I like to call them food.
Ah, nice little dolphin.
Those fish mask my shirt.
Oh, here we go. Nice little schoolie, another one. Look at the beautiful colors on these fish, and they'll actually almost be like the chameleon of the sea. They'll change into these beautiful turquoise and blue colors, and then you can see the yellow and the green iridescence with the nice blue spots. What a magnificent fish. Mwah. One of the most beautiful fish in the ocean right here on the east side of the Gulf Stream. It doesn't get much better than that, and we'll be right back straight after a short break.
The fun's just getting started. The circus is about to begin.
Hooked on the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida. And by Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler company. And by Pelagic high-performance offshore gear.
Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here.
Got my line wrapped in here.
Well, now that's what we were looking for.
That's a start.
That's a start. So this is why we come to the east side of the Gulf Stream, off the Palm Beaches. We've got a beautiful yellowfin over here, little football. You can see how vigorous they are. One of the only fish in the ocean that are actually warm-blooded. They can control their body temperature, and that gives them such an amazing ability to fight those prolonged amounts of fight that they have in them. That's all because they're warm-blooded just like us. You can almost feel the warmth in its body. It's got this really, really warm feeling. And these bright yellow finlets, which give it its name, Yellowfin Tuna, these will streamline that fish in the slightest little movements when it's chasing prey. These little finlets will be able to guide, along with obviously the bigger fins, like the pectoral fins and this beautiful, look at this caudal or tail fin over here. And what yellowfin tuna are known for is this big chunk at the base just before the caudal fin. And this in big specimens will get really, really fat. What a magnificent specimen.
Resurrection of Steve Irwin for sure.
How many pounds?
This fish is probably about 9 pounds, I'd guess, 9-10 pounds. Incredible to think that this fish is only about a year and a half. They only live to about a maximum lifespan of about 10 years. So when you're catching that behemoth of the oceans, a 300, 350 pound yellowfin, that fish, remarkably, is going to only be about 10, maybe 11 years old. So that's a patch of birds right there, right?
That's right.
And the closer group those patches are together, it means that they're probably diving on fish, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
That's awesome. So we're looking at a really nice patch there, pretty closely
You
packed.
can see them right here.
And now we can see them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they're right on the
Yeah,
surface.
Right on the surface.
And folks, these are sooty terns, and they're identifiable by their nice black backs and their solid white tails. And sooty terns are the birds you really want to look for out here east of the Gulf Stream, because when you find sooty terns, you're most often finding tuna of some sort. Now they migrate probably around September onwards, so the fishing gets really good if you're looking for birds between the months of about April through to end of August. And we're now at the beginning of August, so let's go catch some. Yeah, Cappy's just found us some birds and we're sitting here letting out line. Got a nice chum line going. Got a drift kind of parallel to the boat here. And we're just slowly letting out line and hoping that a yellowfin comes in and grabs it. We'll see what happens. Are you on, Joe? Nice. Joseph just got a take and it actually ate both their baits. It ate Joseph's bait and Brandon's bait at the same time. And there's loads of blackfin here under the boat. We've got about another hour or so of light, 45 minutes. Well, looks like Joseph's on another one, on the artificial. Bring it up, Joe. They're having the time of their lives right now. Sunset and lots of little blackfin everywhere, and they're just pulling these guys. That's awesome. They're loving it.
Blackfin? No, it's a yellow.
It's a yellow. Woohoo! All right. The large females will drop up to 1 million eggs a year into the ocean. They like to spawn when the water's really, really warm, and then those eggs will be fertilized by the males and they'll hatch into little larvae. And the yellowfin larvae can be told apart from other tuna by the fact that their tails are actually colorless. And then they get the yellow tails as they grow out of that larval stage into juveniles. And also they have a tiny black spot under the chin when they're very, very young. And that's how you differentiate the real young ones from other species of tuna. We're a nice yellowfin and a good start to the day.
I felt like I was on the Discovery Channel watching this guy talk about yellowfin tuna fishing. I learned a whole bunch I didn't know about.
You guys know how to catch them, I know how to talk about them.
You're really good at holding them up. You're really good at holding them up.
Keep talking.
Keep talking. Keep talking. We'll keep going.
Hey, anyway it happens, we're happy, man.
Keep talking. We'll
Fish
keep
in the
fishing.
boat.
We'll keep catching.
Lake Okeechobee, also known as Florida's Inland Sea, is the largest freshwater lake in Florida. This iconic largemouth bass fishery spans more than 700 square miles of water, teeming with the world's most popular freshwater bass fishing. Hire a professional guide or use your own boat and make a day of it. Live bait or artificial lures are sure to attract countless bites on the Big O.
Hooked on the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida. And by Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler company. And by Pelagic high-performance offshore gear.
Just another species out here. Brandon, aka the donkey, just caught a really nice remora. These are the hitchhikers of the ocean. If you look on top of this fish, you'll see this bony plate, and this is where they suck onto the fish. It's incredible. And in fact, he just sucked onto the boat actually. And then they'll hang on upside down like that, and then they'll grab any of the morsels that larger predatory fish will grab from the ocean. So these really are opportunistic guys. They hang on to bigger fish. The hitchhikers of the Gulf Stream. See you later. Look, a little tiny baby remora came off the big one, and look at the size of that little guy sucking onto Joseph's finger. Let him free. We got a nice fish here. Took a bit of drag there. Might be a bit of a bigger fish. And JC's trying to get him in the boat because there are sharks around here, so see if we can get him in quickly. Feels like a better fish, JC.
Yeah, better fish.
Nice. Yellowfin. Ooh, that's a nicer one. Woo! That's a nice fish. Well played, Cap. Here we go, got leader. Tell it. Yeah.
Little yellowfin, super tasty for the box. These things are delicious. They're not quite as big as we want them, but we're stepping up.
3 species of tuna right here. Skipjack, blackfin, yellowfin, It's all happening. We've got dolphin around the boat too. Good job, boys. Let's keep it up. So you all at home might be watching us thinking, wow, these guys are bringing in small tuna and such heavy gear. But you never know what you're going to get out here, and that's why we're using these 50 wides over here, because you just never know when there's a 40, 50, 60, 100 pounder in amongst these schools. So best to be safe rather than sorry. So while we're waiting for these fish to come back to the boat, we're just sitting here really enjoying the scenery as well. It's just so beautiful out here. We've got this absolutely magnificent color of water. There's a fish down below the boat there. This beautiful, beautiful water. And then obviously you also get that upwelling because that Gulf Stream is so rich in nutrients. That's what draws these fish. East of the Gulf Stream is all those nutrients. I guess like fishing's like almost being on safari. You never know what you're gonna see out there. You go on safari to Africa, you're on a game drive vehicle. You never know if you're gonna bump into a pride of lions, you're gonna see a leopard kill something. It's the same out here. This is basically the safari of the oceans. We're sitting here and we've got blackfin around the boat, we've got yellowfin around the boat, we've got skipjack tuna everywhere. We even had a giant silky shark come right up to the boat as well. So just the diversity of life out here is actually staggering. So one of the most obvious characteristics of tuna are their eyes. They are primarily visual hunters, so they've got those giant eyes, which helps them hunt. So they can tend to be a little bit hook and line shy. So when you hook in the bait, you obviously want to hook it right in the meaty hard section, but try and hide the tip of the hook and just leave it kind of just like that, and then send it out there and hope for the best.
He really thinks he's clever.
On this week's hotspot, we're going to Palm Beach County's Winding Waters Natural Area. So Winding Waters is all about the bass. We did a 170-acre wetland restoration project at Winding Waters. There's a canoe kayak launch, and it's a great place to throw your kayak in the water, cruise around the 4-mile-long paddle trail, and there's so many opportunities to flip baits for bass. There's also panfish in there, and Winding Waters is one of the best birding spots in the county. And the wading birds in that big 170-acre restored wetland are just amazing. So make sure you check out Palm Beach County's Winding Waters Natural Area.
Hooked on the Palm Beaches is brought to you by Discover the Palm Beaches and Palm Beach County, the best way to experience Florida. And by Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler company. And by Pelagic high-performance offshore gear.
We're on our way back from the Gulf Stream, and we've just stopped in some shallower water, and we're going to try and catch some yellowtail, get the young lads on some of those. Well, young men, you've got a job to do. Catch us some dinner. All right, well, we got Tristan hooked up here. First yellowtail of the day. Good job, buddy. Bit on the small side, but we'll take it. Look at that. All right, good job, Tristan.
They call it a yellowtail because it's got this beautiful yellow tail.
Well done, buddy. Good job. You got us dinner. I like it. Nice blood on my hands, just to freshen things up a bit.
Got him. There you go, buddy. Straight down, straight to the boat. All right, rod tip up, right in the boat. Nice one, buddy, nice one. All right, way to go, James. Nice fish.
So this is a nicer size yellowtail here. We got off the edge of the boat here. You see that beautiful, look at that tail. Really, really long tail. And those beautiful colors, of course. And this is why you come to fish the Palm Beaches. A great fish for the whole family to catch. You can have so much fun and absolutely delicious. It's a nice little fillets of this guy, that's for sure. Let's catch some more. Looks like JC's on a nicer fish. Bring him in, Cappy. Ooh, working him a bit.
Got tiny little hooks that I want to straighten it.
Yeah.
So just kind of finesse him up. I've only got 30-pound test. There's also a lot of pretty big, toothy critters here. So
Well, that's a nice fish, dude.
fine balance of getting them in the
Really
hook
nice one.
or not.
Oh,
That's
beauty.
a great fish.
That's a beauty.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
This is what yellowtail fishing is all about.
Lovely one.
Everybody at home is dreaming about these kinds of yellowtails.
Nice fish, Joe. That's a nice one, buddy. Bring it back. All right. Bring it in the boat, bud. That's a nice one, Joe. Well played. Beauty. Look at that thing. So cool to get all the boys on these fish. Beautiful yellowtail, just one after another. Double hookups. Pretty cool. JC, thanks so much for hosting us. What a wonderful day out with the kids. The seas have been nice and flat, and what a great time to spend some amazing quality experiences with your kids and family. We'll see you next week on Hooked on the Palm Beaches.
Get hooked on the Palm Beaches.